Tidings and salutations, friends. Nuzz here. We're just doing a little maintenance on this Williamson Copenhagen Chibs. When, I actually stripped out this little screw right here. I'm gonna have to cut a slot in and, twist it out. But, that kind of sucks. I had a shiny spot, a real shiny spot there and there, because of course you can't just half-ass strip it out. You really got to get in there and twist, right? So I got the old Sharpie, stuck it in the slot, gave it a twist. Now it doesn't bother me so much. I'm okay with it. And the detent on the chibs is much better. And I'm much happier with it. So altogether it was a win-win. But today's video is not about the chibs, nor about the maintenance on the chibs, nor about my dumbass stripping that screw head. It's about this thing. In the last pick-a-peek, this was number 1 on the peak scale. I figured rather than going through the who's it and what's it and let's pick again type of a situation, I would just pull the thing out and we'd go from there. So let's do that. Let's have a look at this possible gem. It is a Mossy Oak multi-functional folding pocket knife with a 4-inch frame lock handle, whatever that means. But we will get into this thing, which has tape on both sides, so that's nice. Let's see what it's about. And there we go. One more look at that. One more look at that. Are you sharp enough to cut tape? Because you're not sharp enough to cut Nuzz. Is that cut? I don't think that's cut. Because that's not cut. You are not sharp enough to cut tape. What's the matter with you? We are going to have a conversation about that later. Go play somewhere else. Hey, Chibs. Let's see what springs forth from yon box. We have a paper with that stuff and that stuff. I think they're trying to sell stuff. Cool. I already bought stuff. This stuff. So this is the knife. And it's got a cap lifter on it. That's the first thing that I see. Cap lifters are always fun. That makes this a multi-tool, not just a knife, but a multi-tool. And apparently it's a tip-down multi-tool. And there's no flippers on this. There is a glass breaker, or whatever, with a lanyard hole, for those of you who like lanyard holes. Oh, that's tight. That is not pleasant. That, I guess it would be worked in over time. Jimping on it is, it's alright. It's alright. So this is a first look. We don't review things here. We just look at them. You make up your own mind. If you want them, get them. I don't care. It's your business. I bought this thing because I wanted to take a look at it. Now I'm taking a look at it. Yeah, it's just not pleasant. It may possibly at one point or another grow to be pleasant, but right now I just don't care for that, the way this feels. But let's look at it aesthetically. It's black. That's always fun. It's got a little bit of billboarding here. It says Mossy Oak, and it's got that thing. A couple of thumb studs, some packing grease or bearing grease or washer grease or some sludge there leaking through. Hope it's not toxic. Probably is, though. Is it sharp? No. No. Did I cut? Nope. No. It's not sharp. But it may cut paper. Well, look, let's find out. It cuts paper. This one may cut tape, I don't know. Sharp enough. Yeah, sharp enough. I don't know, I mean, it didn't feel good cutting the paper. I think I just don't care for this knife. Because, I mean, it cut the paper fine. You know, there's no real big who's it or what's it or... Yeah, forget that. That's just never going to be a front flipper, is it? Anyway. I just don't like the knife. I don't like it. Something about it I don't care for. I think it's the way it feels. When you open it, deploy this blade, it doesn't feel good. It's not any sharper than this, but this feels better. A lot better. It looks okay. I mean, it is its own thing. It's stonewashed black all over the place. Anyway, that aside, my personal preference on the way that it opens, the feeling of the deployment, yeah, whatever. It cut paper. It's sharp enough. Okay, let's go to the next thing here, which is, of course, we're going to measure it. And as you all know, on this channel, we measure things in frogs. And kitty whiskers. And candy. Because it's what I like to do. And really, that's what it's about. Real world objects that people can see. This is almost a 4-frog blade, as we can see here. Let's use the snazzy Zippo pen that I've really begun to enjoy. Brother Ford sent this to me. Really like it. Anyway, it's 4 frogs we can see here. It's got a hollow grind with a swedge there. That's fun. Black is always trendy. It's a great color. Let's see what the handle is. I'm gonna guess 5 frogs. And yeah, it's about 5 frogs. How wide are we talking? On the width, I'm going to guess that it is less than a sideways toad. And it is indeed less than a sideways toad. By 2 whiskers. But still, it's not a bad length at all. It's not a bad length at all. Maybe I'm being harsh. because of the feels there. Maybe I'm being harsh. I don't know. Anyway, let's get the whiskers going here. There we go. Look at that straight whisker. Let's put that there. There it is against a kitty whisker. And it looks like 3.5 kitty whiskers on the thickness there. I'm going to check it just to be sure. Let me get some whiskers. Yep, this is 3 whiskers on the blade stock thickness. We should probably measure the weight. Because, I mean, folks want to know what they're getting involved with, or how much something weighs. This little knife weighs 5 cherry mash. 5 cherry mash makes up the weight of this little knife, which is, that's pretty substantial. That's pretty substantial. If you're up on your cherry mash, then you know that, yeah, this knife's about 4.5 ounces right here. And that is pretty substantial given its size. I like the cap lifter. I like the cap lifter feature. That's fun. The deployment, it'll get better over time. There's no reason to hate on that. The weight is what it is. And the glass breaker on the back is fun. You know, that's always going to be a real asset with, you know, breaking glass and whatnot. I got nothing on that. You know, you can break glass with any bit of this, but yeah, I know. This one's gonna go through windows better. Maybe if it was loaded with KPL or Gunny Glide or something, it'd be better feeling. It's not terrible. It's just, I think it's just not for me, you know. But given the price point of this, it's a dollar more than this knife. And it has the cap lifter, and it has a glass breaker. 2 things that the Harns is missing. Of course, the Harns is much more colorful. It's got a whole lot of brilliance going for it. Whereas this thing, it's black and it's got that cool, I'm stealthy and tactical look. And, you know, that's always fun. I know that for a lot of people, the dark look here is really gonna say yes. And, did I not get that? Okay, there we go. So, yeah, that's definitely a positive. And, you know, what are you going to say for a $10 knife? I don't know what steel this is. Yeah, I have no idea what steel this is. We could refer to the box once again and see. What did I do with the box? There we go. It just says black stonewash. I will look and see if the ad where I bought it has any information on the steel. It may. It's a possibility. But it's an interesting knife. And this is just once again just having a look at it, seeing what's what. I got this knife for an entirely different purpose, not really the what's going on now. We're just having a look at it because it was in the Pick a Peek list, and why not? Take a peek. So, thanks for showing up, folks. I know that Stooge is around here somewhere. There you are, Stooge. Stooge. You've been listening to everything. You've been here the whole time. What would you rate this one from the initial experience? I'd give it a 6. Well, there you go, folks. It went from the 1 to the 6 according to the Stooge. But, you know, the Stooge is biased. Aren't you, Stooge? Of course I am. See, the Stooge likes colors. I don't know why. But, yeah. Thanks for dropping by. If you have this Mossy Oak, let me know your experience about it in the comments below. It may be that this cap lifter does kind of somehow front flip the knife, and I just can't do it. And, you know, it may be that it smooths out and turns into a real gem. I don't know. But, yeah, if you have it, please let me know about your experiences in the comments below. The Stooge thanks you for watching, and I thank you for watching. Swing by again. We'll cover another knife, or something fun. I'm thinking about having a conversation on this CNOC product. So we may do that soon.